We're chilling on Christmas today. Bless you. God bless you. And may your dreams come true and the presence that you perceive to have come into reality. Because life is, my apologies. No, life is a conundrum. And Christmas is a light in the dark that gives a chance for everybody to come together. It's like the singularity every year between the New Year's complications, you know. So Christmas is the gathering of love, you know. Thank you to Christ. Jesus, love you. God, God. What is God? But nah, God's the ultimate. So let's go into this. We're gonna have a little bit fun because I want to talk to the young females. Well, not even just the young females, just females in general with pregnancy, the prenatal care during the understanding of wanting to get pregnant, and the post traumatic stress that they call what is it called? What is it called? When mom misses her baby, postpartum depression, I believe. But so we're gonna get into that real quick, and that's a little different and whatnot. So we're gonna go over first pregnancy, and I'm just gonna do a general skim through because there's like 10 things here on pregnancy, and then I got a few other things I want to go through. But so it's gonna be a few part series. I'll try to have them all done tonight. Because if I don't, then they probably won't get done because I'll move on to something else. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do this the best that I can. I'm new to this. New to this. Not new to the information, just new to the technology of talking to a freaking video game. I mean, who would have thought talking to YouTube to the people that listen and love. Who would have thought that going from talking to people in the flesh and people over the phone, because it was like collect at that time when I was a kid. It was collect to call out of state. You know, that's crazy. Lives have changed. Crazy things have changed. All right, so we're gonna go into pregnancy. All right, all right. Page 40. Alright, so page 40 is Blue Cohas. Alright. Hold on, I gotta turn this down so I can concentrate and not wake the neighbor. I think we're good now. We're good. So Blue Cohas. Alright. It's primary applications cramps, labor. It induces labor, so that's good to know. You know, which means that it's probably a blood dilator. In order to induce labor, it would have to relax the muscle tension around the vaginal region in order to allow for the cervix to open up enough to produce the diameters in order to have the baby come out cleanly. So what I would like to propose, and we'll see if this, because it says uterus chronic problems, which means increased blood flow. But at the same time, so okay, 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 okay. If if it makes the blood thinner, it'll flow smoother, correctly. But okay, so I believe that would actually tighten the veins, not lessen the blood, or not smoothen the blood flow. It would tighten the veins, which then increases pressure, which in a delivery situation, anything other than concentrating on the baby, the body concentrating on anything other than how much pain, and I don't want to do the air quotes, but I'm telling you, water birth. Okay, water birth is like seamless. Okay, if you do it right and you're in that system and that community, water birth is seamless and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It really is, because you got to figure the baby comes out and it's been breathing through a tube its whole life, you know. So it only has the nutrients and emotions that you give to it coming through the umbilical cord and whatnot into its stomach. What's that called? Belly button is what they, yeah. At any rate, belly button, which then makes it so that the mouth doesn't have to ingest and the organs don't have to be used by the ingestion yet. It is the umbilical cord. It's like a bird chewing up and regurgitating food. The mother eats the food and then it regurgitates itself into the umbilical cord, which then in turn circulates itself around itself to feed the baby into the. Because at that point, they're breathing through their skin. It's kind of like gills, but the skin is a natural breathing element. I am actually, this is a new thought, so I don't know what percentage of thought I am on this point. There is a possibility of an X gene that would allow for you to be able to not breathe through your mouth and still breathe through your skin and feed your lungs. That would take years of training unless you were already in the fit point of being able to proceed. Then, in that case, I would give it about 3 to 4 months training and you'd be good. But that's interesting because Kenny G, if you remember him, he was one that could breathe in through his nose and out through his mouth. That's how the saxophone sounded so good. Yeah, that's an interesting time frame. Interesting time frame. That's all I gotta say on that. Cause yeah, that and that and that and this and global and centrical and elemental and spiritual. It's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy, but yeah. So, how you doing? Why are you? I am to exist beyond the existence in order to save the species and Gaia. Basically, that is why I am. I am the I don't want to say singular. I'm the point before this. I'm the time frame before the singularity that that ushers in the singularity's decision. There we go. There we go. So depending on whether or not understanding comes and knowledge and wisdom and intellect become one is determining whether or not the centrifuge becomes radioactive or stable? Man, that would be my answer to your question. But yeah, so we were talking about blue. No, that wasn't the right one. Blue cohosh. Okay, okay. So it deals with cramps, labor, and induces labor. So we let's read what this has to say. Yeah, let's read what this. Blue cohosh has antibacterial properties and a strong anti-spasmodic effect. Okay, I don't know what that word means. It can relieve muscle cramps and spasms. Black cohosh helps to stretch the neck of the uterus and so eases the birthing process. The herb can help cases of slow, painful labor, but is most reliable if given some hours previous to delivery. Makes sense. I would actually recommend it in microdosing from about 1 month before you want to have the baby, but you got to make sure the baby's good. So I would say 1 month before the baby, start with a very, very minimal micro dose and then build it up. And by the time you get to delivery, then, and at that point, you could almost choose delivery because the 9 month thing is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It's a good guideline. It's like the baseline and the mental coherence. Because the okay, cholesterol. We'll start with the basics, okay? Cholesterol is the same for everybody. If everybody is similar to a snowflake and everybody is and by snowflake I don't mean a little puta. Uh I don't think that snowflake is every snowflake is an individual specimen of itself. Like every fingerprint is individually designed depending on your characteristics of the elemental flow of your body and the God essence inside of you. So then we go into snowflakes, and that's the essence of you and each individual's. Think about how many snowflakes there are. Okay, so how many humans are there? There's like a million, 2 million, something like that. How many snowflakes come down in a snowstorm? Okay, they're all individual. Okay, am I the only one resonating with that? No. Okay, so that's beautiful. That's beautiful. This little chica here is. But at any rate, I forgot what we were talking about. Uh, Sorry, I'm watching things and talking and reading and thinking. Apparently, multitasking is not my best skill trait when I'm in the slow state. Okay, so I used to be a server. I like restaurant server, the waiter type, flipping tables and handing out dishes. That's besides the point. But the okay, so my point being is my first day of training, I was thrown. I had like 2 hours of training, and then the dude that I was training me left on a Saturday morning at IHOP. Okay, or I jump. I don't think I can say IHOP or it might get cut. But so anybody that remembers IHOP about 20 years ago, the prime of IHOP, they were busy on Saturday and Sunday morning. So imagine a Saturday morning at about 9 o'clock. My trainer on my first day leaves. Okay, I'm in his main section. I got 10 tables. And I'm helping him. I'm learning the directions and whatnot. I'm learning the lingo. And all of a sudden he's like, blah 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 blah, emergency issue, gotta go. So he leaves me in charge of all 10 tables at 9 o'clock. That's the beginning of the day. We'll say 10 to give a little bit of leeway. And so 10 o'clock, the rush lasts till about 1. So from 10 to 1, I went from hello, my name is Daniel, because my name is Daniel, uh, to serving 20 to 50 people at a time, you know? And that's, yeah. All right, at any rate. So that's communication and personality skills traits right there. So customer service, I have nothing against customer service. Customer service is how you learn to deal with people in complicated situations that want nothing more than to get what they want, but they have to deal with your dumb ass in order to get there. So, as a public, uh, have you ever dealt in a public service situation where the person that you're trying to help doesn't, well, one, doesn't know you're trying to help them, two, is too belligerent to understand that you're trying to help them? It's frustrating as all get out. And I get it. I really do. I get it. And so that goes back to where we are in society right now. Okay, so that's old me. That's how I learned a little bit of my psyche. I dealt with thousands of people a day. At a point in time, and so 1,000 different mentalities a day you learn. And then I studied psychology, neuroscience, biology, the understanding of the coexistence of all three and how they coincide. And then I got into quantum physics, the Tao of physics, Buddhism, even Muslim. I even read on Muslim and on what's his name, Muhammad. Yeah. So I've about studied everything and actually lived and experienced enough to understand and turn it into wisdom. And for all of the, I can feel the pressure coming from directions and whatnot. And I hope that didn't push it too far. Because if it did, then there's big clarification that needs to come, or else it's, crazy ish coming. But at the same time, they don't care. So, if we're about to go into that, we have to go back in the vaginal tubes. Yeah. So, let's get into vaginal tubes. It is the vaginal health that is so important to uh, women's reproductive organs and actually intimacy itself. If a woman's reproductive organs are not properly functioning, a male specimen for the reproductive state is not going to coincide with the flavor of that current, or that specimen, the female. And we're looking at males and females as both specimens in this, so don't get all sexist and racist and whatnot. So vaginal disorders. Alright, so we're gonna go on to page 66 here. And I think we already went over this. Cranberry. Okay. The neighbor man brought up cranberry about his his kidneys, and how he drinks that cran grape. I think it's Snapple, maybe Ocean, whatever. But cranberry itself is good for you. Any processed drink you buy in a gas station is killing you more than helping you. So cranberry, vaccinium. Oh wow, that's where they got back. I bet because if you think about, okay, we're gonna go on a side quest too. Side quest, verbal 90, no, more like 45% vocabulary, 60 maybe. Okay, strength 72. Okay. Uh, what's the other ones? I don't know. I'm trying to think of Skyrim. But okay, so cranberry. That's a great band. The cranberries. At any rate, cranberries, vaccinium. I believe that would be. I don't know what language they speak. I think it's Italian, actually. But Vatican, Catholic, vaccinium, vaccine for cranberry, because cranberry would have been one of the first plants, fruits, herbs to be discovered and found as an edible fruit and good for you. If you think of primal days, before houses, and Adam and Eve days, okay, and for those that don't believe in Bible, we'll go with Neanderthal days. Okay, so you're living in a cave. You got the man, the ooh ooh ooh, and the woman that I don't know what Neanderthals thought women did, because in Christianity they had hunters and gatherers. And Neanderthal days, the men just beat the women and raped them and had babies. So I'm not entirely sure where. Yeah, I don't. I've never thought of that before. That's interesting. But at any rate, cranberry. So in the hunter gatherer version of this story, the hunter goes and hunts the strong, the ones that can run fast, that throw the spears, male and female. Um, the ones that have you ever seen a lion pack or like a cat pack, a feline pack in the wild in Africa and wherever take down a herd of elk or something, or or an individual target? It's insane. They work together so fluidly, like they come up from each side, and the females do their little sneaky slithery. I'm a pretty female. I'm gonna seduce you so that you can think that I'm in love with you, and then you can see that everything inside of you belongs to me, and that's the way that. But that's the way that seduction and whatnot works. Is you can it is actually magic. I mean, nobody wants to say that, but Magic, okay, or Magic, yeah. So magic, like real magic, not sleight of hand. I got a card up my sleeve type ish. I'm talking about concentration of energy that controls and manipulates the articulation of somebody else's interpretation of reality at that moment. That is what magic is. And seduction is so that, and women that know how to do it, you know exactly what I'm saying. So yeah, I don't remember how I was going with this. Cranberry. So cranberry, the vaccinium. Okay, so back to that. The vaccine. Think about vaccinium. Cranberry being one of the earliest plant herb fruits, seeds that would have been found to cure most ailments because cranberry is good for just about everything. When it comes to pH balance, it's an in between high acidity and low, so it's a good balance, and it just it's got vinegary type substances in it, so it purifies. And yeah, cranberries are good is the point of that. Well, actually, there was a whole different point, but cranberries are good. And so, vaccine, if cranberry was the original vaccine, then everything else since then has been a byproduct of cranberries. So, why don't we just start making everything with cranberries and figure out different herbs and have cranberry the main source of agriculture, and wherever it grows, like a wine farm, they have grapes and whatnot, and that's fantastic. Wine is great. I've had a couple sips of, I think, Captain Morgan tonight. So cranberry, though, if we had fields and vineyards of cranberry that distributed to the big pharma systems as the base necessity of every almost every pharmaceutical, and then compounded from that, because that would give research a place to start. Right now, research has all of this synthetic, chemically based bold, yes, inside of what was the construct of the intellectual properties of a manufactured system. And so then cranberries would bring it back to the naturalistic, ideological, not ideological, because it's philosophical, because it's in tune with spirit, heart, and mind, in order to make the cranberries the baseline of the big pharma execution of the future generations. And execution, I mean healthy, not like execution, you know what I'm saying? But for uh, the essence of being of humanity, I truly believe. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Cramp, cramp. Huh. I'm thinking about varicose veins and hormonal menopause and periods. I'm not allowed to say. I hope they don't block all this out because of that. Menstrual cycle is what I meant to say. Because Syracuse veins are veins that are stretched beyond their limit, and the skin is not healthy enough to suppress the pressure. So, what I would recommend for Syracuse vein, first, collagen. Okay, it's sold in every store. What are we at right now? Oh, I gotta go. Goodbye.